Picture this. Your 3-year-old walks up to you, points at the sky, and asks, "Why is the sun hot?" And you think, wow, where did that come from? Here's where it came from. Their brain just leveled up. Between ages 2 and 5, the human brain goes through what neuroscientists call the expansion stage, and it is nothing short of spectacular. Reasoning, memory, imagination, impulse control, language, all of it surging at the same time. This is the window where the seeds of academic success, emotional intelligence, and lifelong creativity are planted. And today, I'm handing you the watering can. Let's go. I've got 10 science-backed habits for you today. And by the end of this, you'll look at your child for 10 play and their tantrums in a completely different way. Let's get into it. Habit 1, daily open-ended questions. And this one costs you absolutely nothing. Ask open-ended questions every single day. Not, did you like the story? That's a dead end. Instead, what do you like about the story? Or, what would you have done? Here's the neuroscience. When a child tries to predict an outcome or explain a reason, they are activating the prefrontal cortex, the seat of reasoning and planning. You're not just having a cute conversation. You are literally building their ability to think. 1 question a day. That's the whole habit. Watch what they come up with. And it doesn't matter whether they're correct or not. The goal is the act of reasoning itself. Habit 2, encourage pretend play. Habit 2, let them play pretend. And take it seriously. The kitchen set, the doctor kit, the cardboard box that becomes a spaceship. When your child pretends to be a chef or a superhero or a talking dinosaur, their brain is doing something extraordinary. Pretend play is the earliest form of abstract thinking. To pretend, a child must hold a symbol in their mind. Their spoon is a microphone and act on it. That mental flexibility, it is a foundation of creativity, empathy, and social cognition. Studies show children who engage in rich pretend play develop stronger theory of mind, meaning they get better at understanding that other people have different thoughts and feelings. That's the root of emotional intelligence. So the next time your child asks you to be the patient while they're the doctor, take the role seriously. You're not just playing, you're building a brain. Habit 3, 2-step instructions. This one is sneaky simple. Give 2-step instructions. Instead of put your shoes away, say, put your shoes away and then wash your hands. That's it. 2 steps. Not 3. Not 1. 2. Here's why. To follow 2 instructions in sequence, a child must hold both pieces of information in working memory while executing the first task. That mental juggling act directly strengthens the working memory and sequencing circuits of the brain. Working memory is one of the strongest predictors of academic achievement. Stronger, in some studies, than IQ, and you can train it during shoe time. Parenting is wild, right? Habit 4, daily reading plus ask why. You already know reading is good, but here's the upgrade. Pause mid-story and ask, why do you think she did that? Or, what do you think he's feeling right now? When a child answers that question, they are developing something called theory of mind, the ability to step inside someone else's perspective and understand their motivations. This is the cognitive skill behind empathy, conflict resolution, and social intelligence. Reading builds vocabulary. Reading with questions builds thinkers. Don't rush through the story. The pause is where the magic lives. Habit 5, puzzles or sorting games. Habit 5, 10 minutes of puzzles or sorting games. Daily. It doesn't have to be fancy. Sort buttons by color. Match shapes. Complete a simple jigsaw. Stack rings in order. What's happening in the brain? Pattern recognition circuits are being activated and strengthened. The same circuits that underpin logical reasoning, mathematical thinking, and scientific problem-solving later in life. 10 minutes. Same time every day. Think of it as a gym session for their logical brain. The gains are real and they compound. Habit 6. Teach waiting skills. Habit 6. And I need you to listen to this one clearly. Teach your child to wait. Not because it's polite, because impulse control is one of the most powerful brain skills a child can develop. Start tiny. Let's wait 10 seconds before we open it. Count together. Let's see if we can wait until the timer goes off. Play red light, green light. Practice pausing before reacting. What you are training is the prefrontal cortex, the executive control center of the brain. And here's a stat that will stay with you. Research going back to the famous marshmallow studies and beyond consistently shows that children with stronger impulse control have better health outcomes, stronger relationships, and higher academic achievement decades later. Waiting is not just patience. Waiting is power. Habit 7, outdoor active play. Get them outside and moving. At least 30 to 60 minutes every single day. Here's the science that should make every parent jump up from the couch. Physical activity triggers the release of a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists literally call it miracle growth of the brain. It promotes the growth of new neural connections, improves memory, and enhances focus and attention. Running, jumping, climbing, chasing. This isn't just burning energy. This is brain fuel. Outdoor play, specifically, also builds spatial awareness, risk assessment, and resilience. Rain or shine. 30 minutes minimum. Your child's brain will thank you every day. Habit 8. One new word daily. Habit 8. Introduce one new word every day. Not in a flashcard kind of way. Just weave it into real life. Today's word is enormous. So throughout the day, wow, that's an enormous cloud. Or the elephant was enormous. Here's why this matters at a level beyond just vocabulary. Research consistently shows that vocabulary size at age 5 is one of the strongest predictors of reading ability, academic success, and even lifetime earnings. One word, used naturally, multiple times. That's the whole habit. 365 words a year. Compounded over childhood, that's an extraordinary mind being built one word at a time. Habit 9, gratitude or reflection habit. End the day with a reflection question. What was your favorite part today? Or, what are you happy about today? Or, tell me one thing that happened today. This isn't just a sweet bedtime ritual, though it is that too. When a child reconstructs the events of their day in sequence, they are building what neuroscientists call narrative memory networks, the brain's ability to organize experiences into coherent stories. This is the same cognitive skill behind reading comprehension, essay writing, emotional processing, and self-understanding. And it starts with a simple question at bedtime. Don't skip this one. Habit 10, simple problem solving. And this one requires you to resist a very natural parenting instinct. When your child struggles with something, a stuck zipper, blocks that won't balance, a puzzle piece that won't fit, don't fix it immediately. Instead, ask, what could we try? Then wait. Let them think. Let them attempt, let them fail, and try again. That process, encountering a problem, generating solutions, testing them, is building cognitive flexibility in real time. It's the neural basis of creative thinking and resilience. A child who is always rescued from problems never gets to discover an important ability, which is to figure things out. Let's have some bonus habits. Habit 11, teach them to regulate before they need to. Don't wait for the meltdown to introduce the tools. During calm moments, practice slow breathing together. Count to 5 while breathing in, 5 while breathing out. Play the calm down like a sleeping bear game. Practice counting when frustrated. When the tools are practiced in safety, they become accessible in the storm. And here's the neuroscience. Slow, controlled breathing directly activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It physically calms the brain's stress response and re-engages the prefrontal cortex. You're not just teaching them to calm down. You're wiring their brain for lifelong emotional intelligence. Practice it today, at snack time, at bath time, on a car ride. Make it a game before it becomes a necessity. Habit 12, rotate toys weekly. Less is actually more when it comes to toys. Here's a counterintuitive truth. When children have too many toys available at once, they engage with each one less deeply, bouncing from one to the next without real focus or creativity. But when you rotate toys weekly, putting some away and bringing others out, something remarkable happens. The returning toy feels new again. The child engages more deeply, plays longer, and uses more imagination. Fewer choices, deeper engagement. That depth of play is where the real brain building happens. Box some toys away tonight. Watch what happens tomorrow. Habit 13, family storytelling. Share stories about your own day, not a lecture, not a lesson, just, so today, something funny happened at the shop. When children listen to family stories, real ones with characters, challenges, and resolution, they are absorbing narrative structure. They're learning how stories are built, how problems get solved, how people feel and respond. This directly improves memory and coding, comprehension, and communication skills. And it does something beyond neuroscience. It builds identity. Children who know their family stories have a stronger sense of who they are and where they belong. And that sense of belonging is protective in ways that science is only beginning to fully measure. So there you have it. Tiny habits that create an extraordinary brain in the 2 to 5 year window. And here's what I want you to remember above everything else. You don't have to do all perfectly. You just have to do more of them than you did yesterday. Ask one more question. Step outside for 20 more minutes. These small shifts, done consistently, create results that no expensive program, no fancy curriculum, no app can replicate. Because what a child needs most in these years isn't a perfect environment. They need a present, engaged, and intentional you. If this video added value to your parenting journey today, share it with one parent who needs it. It might be the most important thing they watch this week. Drop in the comments, which habit are you starting today? Subscribe, because next we're going to drop even more beneficial videos, where things get more fascinating. And trust me, you're going to want to be here for that one. See you then.